Movement is medicine, and having a dump truck is pretty fun. So let's teach you how to get one with proper squat form. Let's work our way from the ground up, shall we? Let's start with our toes and our feet. So our toes should be spread out. Look at my hands instead of my feet since I'm wearing socks. Big toe and little toe, those are going to be used to grip the ground and twist your feet outward. Your toes should be pointed slightly outward so that way your knees can push out, giving your hips a better path, just making everything more comfortable. Your feet should also be about shoulder width apart, but this is a personal preference for most people. Go more out if that works for you. Understand that everybody's body is a little different. Your torso might be longer, your legs might be longer. A lot of these standards are going to be different based on your body type. So there's a lot of wiggle room within these standards, but a lot of these are just a good place to start. So let's move on to our knees and our hips. When descending on a squat, you're going to want your knees and your hips, very generally speaking, depending on the squat you're doing, but let's just talk about a basic squat for now. You want them to bend and or break at the same time. So I'm not bending my knees and then pushing my hips. I'm not pushing my hips and then bending my knees. You want to try to make it one fluid motion, just like that. Now, another thing to keep in mind with your hips is you want to keep them slightly tucked. This is to keep good hip positioning. You have anterior pelvic tilt, posterior pelvic tilt, and then a neutral pelvic position because there's no tilt. But that neutral position is what you want to be in more often than not. Most people have a bit of an anterior tilt, so their lower back kind of bends like this. So you want to tuck your hips under because that also engages your abdominals. You want to tuck your ribs down because that keeps your entire core nice and sturdy, nice and steady. So that way when I move, there's no bend in my lower back. Keeping your core tight keeps your lower back from bending throughout the motion. And as a lot of you probably with low back pain understand, it's not fun to have low back pain. So we want to make sure our core is engaged. After we've talked about the hips, let's move on to the torso. Now, while you want to tuck your hips down, that's going to engage your core. You also want to pretend like there's a string attached to your sternum that's right in the middle of your rib cage here between your chest muscles that is pulling your sternum up slightly. Doing both of those helps keep a tight core as well as tightly packed shoulders, because any muscles we are not actively using, which this is a lower body exercise, we want to keep nice and tight and sturdy so that way the muscles that are moving can have the focus of the movement and do their job correctly. Again, we don't want to see any lower back like this when we're squatting because it's not a lower back exercise. You don't want those stretching and contracting throughout the motion. You want that to happen to your glutes and your quads instead. Now your squat should look something like this, but a lot of you are going to tell me, I don't have the mobility for that. I can't get down that far. I can't stay balanced enough to do that, or my muscles are too weak. Here are some variations that can help you build a better squat with just a chair. You can use the chair for balance in front of you. So I want to make sure that all of my standards are still met. Foot positioning, knees, hips, torso, shoulders. And I'm going to just grab onto the chair and use it to help me keep my balance. And I can lean on it forward a little bit more if I want to. Forward lean is not that bad of a thing in a squat motion. As long as everything is still strict and tight with your torso, it's actually a really helpful thing to do when it comes to your center of gravity. Because as you go down, especially if your body is built like mine, you want to lean forward to keep your balance. So use that chair and figure out by holding on to it and then letting go when you feel more comfortable. Figure out where your center of gravity, your balance is, and work with that chair. You can also squat on the chair itself. If the way up is more challenging, sit here, rest for a second, but you want to keep your muscles nice and tight, good positioning, and then pop up, stand up. A lot of you, a chair squat or a box squat is going to be a great place to start because you can break down the downward movement, rest, focus, push your feet through the ground, exhale, and come up. It's going to help you tenfold when it comes to building good squat habits and building those muscles from the ground up. That's all I've got for you guys for squats today. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, just ask them in the comment section down below. I'll happily answer any questions that I can. And if you'd like to see more content, I'm bringing a video that is movement related to my pages every day for the month of May, as well as going live for at least an hour to do some form of movement on my streams. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all your love and support. Share this video with someone if you liked it. And as always, remember,